¿Qué tal amigos? ¿Cómo están? Una nueva edición aquí de Auto 060 en Cristina Radio Network. Tenemos un show cargado de información, así que sin perder mucho tiempo, we're going to switch back to English immediately to talk to Dominic Infante from Subaru about the new 2015 Subaru WRX.
So Dominic, another Subaru event, another great event with you guys now with the WRX, the 2015 WRX, which has a lot of new things, including the coming back of automatic transmission and many new things in this car.
Yeah, I know. The really big news is the chassis development. We put a lot of money and effort into the chassis on this car. It's probably the best chassis we've ever had. But yeah, we've done a number of things also to make it a more appealing car overall. So we know there are some customers out there live in some urban areas where they really want an automatic transmission, but they want a car that can still be sporty on the weekends. So we have created this CVT transmission, but we knew it had to be fit for a sports car. So we modified it heavily. We've made it in there so you can really drive the car with it. So it's very similar to a DSG gearbox, a dual clutch gearbox you find on a lot of other cars. Has that same feel. It imitates that feel because it's a CVT doesn't really have any real gear settings, but we can mimic them. So we wanted to make it feel like a regular automatic. If you're just driving around town and you can feel it shift a little bit, people are a little bit more comfortable with that feeling. But we also wanted to be able to tap into the fuel economy that you can get out of those cars. So in its engine management mode, I mode, you can get 30 miles per gallon on the highway with that in a car that's got 268 horsepower and is very, very fast also. And then you go into Sport Plus mode, and it's like driving this manual transmission. It turns it into an 8-speed gearbox. It holds the gears through corners. You can downshift for engine braking going into corners as well. So it puts you in control. And so when you're, let's say on the weekend when you want to go hit some really great roads, you've got the ability to control the car like you would a regular sports car. And then on Monday morning, you can drive it to work in heavy traffic, and it's still very comfortable.
So truly the best of both worlds, right? With that transmission.
We really are, yeah. We're trying to get there as close as possible. You know, it improves your fuel economy. Your overall average economy goes way up into the 28 miles per gallon area. But at the same time, you can still have fun with this car. You're not limited to a car that's boring to drive. You're always able to start downshifting using the paddles, which are standard on that car, obviously, or changing the engine mode to a much faster feeling mode. So you get quicker acceleration in Sport Plus because you've changed the throttle mapping system, so the throttle response is really quick. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the gearbox. And it even has a launch control mode as well to get maximum acceleration. And this car should do 0-60 and with an automatic is 0-60 in just over 5 seconds. So it's a very, very quick car, and it's also a very comfortable sedan that you can use to take friends out in. The rear seats go down. You can put race tires in there and go hit a gymkhana on a weekend or go cycling or whatever it is you want to do. So it fits a very active lifestyle.
That's everything.
Yeah, it is actually. They're very, the sense of the usability is there, like a typical Subaru.
You know? Exactly. So if I bet you if you didn't tell a person who drives this car for the first time that that's a CVT, they wouldn't believe you.
Yeah, and that's actually the comments we have when we started bringing the CVT out with the Legacy and the Outback. We thought we would get owners complaining or thinking the car wasn't shifting right or anything like that. And really, to be honest, not very much at all. People like it because it really does act like a normal automatic around town, and they get the fuel economy boost, which is really the main aspect. That's why a lot of people were switching to that out of manuals because the fuel economy with the CVTs actually was better than the manual.
Yeah. The WRX is not the most sold Subaru model, but it's very, very good. I mean, the people who buy a WRX always want a WRX and want more of it, right?
Yeah, it's funny, like this car has been actually grown in popularity over its final year as a current style, and our sales are up 30% for WRX and Sti. So it's kind of funny. The car is still very, very popular, even though that design's been around for quite a while. This new car we think is gonna meet a lot of demand for people who have been waiting for the new one to come out. And like I said, the difference in handling is pretty spectacular. This car has so much more grip. It uses the same size wheels and very similar tires to the previous car, but just in pure terms of grip, the handling is just phenomenal on this car.
Yeah, we just experienced that driving here around Napa Valley, and the twisties were very fun.
Yeah, we've added torque vectoring to the car so that assists in the turn-in going into a corner. So it'll break the inboard tire and put torque to the outside tire so that you turn in much quicker. We've redesigned the rear suspension as well to have more toe-in. Once again, aiding you to rotate the car in the corner. The chassis has been stiffened everywhere. The suspension piece touching, it's 38% stiffer than the previous chassis. New electric power steering, which is actually quite good. It's a very nice system. We've gone to a flat bottom steering wheel like a race car. So we really tried to improve the interior as well as the exterior and make it feel like you're getting a lot more for your money. And we have added a lot of content standard on this car. And we haven't announced pricing yet, but we're predicting it's not going to go up too much. It should be a very reasonable price increase, but you get a lot more for the money. And once again, also another traditional Subaru value, very, very safe. We're targeting top safety pick plus with these cars, because it'll meet the small overlap front end collision. So yeah, it's a very well-rounded, very solid car.
So the other thing that it's or is not in this car is like 5-door is gone, right? No more.
There's no 5-door. It's a sedan only. Yeah, we took a look at the amount of money we were putting into the chassis development on this car, and something had to go. So the development cost would have been too much to go and develop just a WRX 5-door as well. But like I said, this is a very usable sedan. So and traditionally going back, WRX was always a sedan. It was a sedan only for many, many years. It wasn't until this new generation car that we came out with this this short 5-door that we have.
Makes sense. So what a way of closing 2013, I'm sorry. This is a 2015 car. So
it's a 2015
that's a confusion there. But Subaru had a great year in 2013, huh?
Once again, best sales year ever. Our sales have been extremely solid. Everything is selling very well. We have very limited supply on a number of the cars. You're down to a 14-day supply on Forester. Forester's been tremendous this year.
Car of the year for Motor Trend, right?
Motor Trend SUV of the year. We've also Outback is still selling incredibly well. Legacy and Preza and Crosstrek are just fantastic sales as well. So yeah, it's been a very good year for us. We've taken the approach though, solid product, good engineering, lots of safety. And we don't really do a lot of incentives and the game a lot of other car companies play. It's just, we try and get by on a product merit, and I think our owners really appreciate that. They come to it knowing, okay, this is going to be a very durable vehicle that I could buy, and it's going to be a lot more fun to drive because it's got this great all-wheel drive system that we have standard on all of our cars. And it's safe for me and my family, yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for having us all this year and your events, and we hope to see you back soon in 2014.
Thank you.
Este programa fue una producción de National Latino Broadcasting.